It's your boy Imperial Valley bringing you another chapter of God of High School. Without further ado, let's get into it. This chapter opens up with a school and a teacher. The teacher introduces herself as Young G Park. As we see, they also show students, and then they actually particularly zooms up on this one student that's just napping, and then fast forward as we see school is over. Now they're in the cafeteria. 8-8, now they leaving. As we see the boy that was napping just, he's walking off, and he looks like he's just, honestly, he's devoted of life. Like, he have no care in the world. As he clocks in and tells the boss he's here, as one of the workers actually say, yes, sir, 3 black bean noodles to Gimyo apartment district, please, hurry. As we finally get the name, and his name is Daewi Han Dawi. If y'all didn't understand the whole concept, it's like surname, like maiden name, then surname, but moving forward. We actually sees him just doing deliveries. As he got this stoic, happy face on, as the boss just thanks him. Dawi actually tells him, all right, okay, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. She's on a bus just napping. We see the clock just ticking. Now we also see him on a roof. He stopped by this guy, and this guy calls him a bastard, saying you're already a model student now. Is this? He asks him how does he feel, but apparently they actually know each other. Like they actually, it's quite close. As Dawi asks how he feels, so he said the same as usual. Dawi looks like well, and the view looks nice, and the random guy say, well, doesn't it? As he continues to say, are you still working part time? Dawi say, yeah, I think I can afford a car soon. And then a guy sits up there and say, stop lying. You think I'm an idiot? Even a little kid would know that my hospital bills are too much for my sister to handle alone. And that's indicating right there that he's indicating that Dawi is actually set up here helping his sister pay his hospital bill. And it's like, well, that's genuine of him. So he sits up here and asks him, well, do you have money to buy me food? And Dawi said, no, honestly, I don't. And then we cut back to class, and it's two dried squid legs, some nasty stuff right there. Two dried squid legs. What the hell? That man. Well, anyway, we see Dowie actually eating it, and then we see a group of people, and he honestly bumps Dowie and spills his food. As the guy say sorry. So Dowie tells him honestly, it was very dirty, so don't worry about it. So the guy asks him his name, and Dowie answers him. And the other guy is the guy who was trying to apologize first. And now he tells him watch your back from now on. Because I'm assuming the guy that apologized it's setting up when the mob is from speaking. If the other guy, the guy with the brown hair, I'm gonna just call him because they don't actually tell us his name. So he sits up here telling him, honestly, watch your back. Something ain't right. So now it's like, yeah, that same guy with the black hair spikes looking like Daewi Han, isn't it? Isn't he the Daewi Han of Mad Cow? And it's like, so the guy with the brown hair actually says, who, like, he asks who's that, and now the guy actually explains to him there was a duo known as the Mad Cow, the Mad Cow. They had all these gangs and kingdoms under them domes. Oh, okay. So now they explain it with how Davi was, how Dawi was beforehand, and he was honestly he's a gangster. Apparently, that's exactly what they pretty much just explained. And that was interesting because the way you think, you don't seem like the type so far. As his job, they goes. his boss in him opens up, say welcome. Someone actually goes there, and the person bows and tell him, "Nice to meet you. I'm here from the G.H.O. Once again, a God of Fight School competition. If I didn't know, in the G.H.O. there are no limits to the types of weapons and martial arts styles you may use. It's a secret competition in which you're guaranteed to live even if you lose." So Dawi responds with 8 million. My wish is 8 million. Would you be able to grant that? The guy just grinned and just walks away. And Dawi say, "Well, guess not." As he closed one of his eyes and just looked away. And then the guy say, "Is that all you want with your wish?" Well, I like that you're naive. If the money is for your friend, we could even make him recover completely if you want. And that honestly shocks Dawi. So he runs out to see who just who the hell was he? Because that should be nearly impossible. And he asks us, "How do you know about him? And is that even possible?" As he looks around, then he looks up as he see the guy literally just getting pulled up into this huge jet. And it's interesting, like the nigga like bro really just riding around in the jet. As he tells him, well then, I'll be in touch. I'll be back in a bit. So take care. As it looked like he drops a bomb as Darby is actually pushed back. Oh, never mind. Well, the jet is actually taking off at full speed, so the ferocity and the thrust actually pushes Darby back. Darby. As he counts, and he said it was a good idea to get more than one job. It'd be enough. It'd be just enough to cover the hospital bill for this month. And honestly, I gotta say, he really cares about this guy because, like, you really going through all this just to pay for some guy hospital bill? I gotta say, that is definitely he's really a great friend, honestly speaking. Because I don't think most would have done that. And as he says, if the money is for your friend, we could even make him recover completely. As he ponders on that, and then he say, "Nope, forget it. It's not like anyone could actually win." As he thinks, and then he goes to visit his friend, and he sees his friend, and the nurse actually tells him he has been in a critical condition since midnight. "I'm sorry, but this is definitely not enough for the ICU. At any rate, you'll really need some flexibility. That's why I said you have to stay close to me." Uh, and we actually see him just in an ICU at this moment with a mask that helps you breathe. There we go. Sorry about that. And it sucks. And now we get to see Dawi. I'm just calling him hand from now on. Han. Sorry about that pronunciations. We get to see Han actually just sitting out there in front of the glass watching over him. And then we get to cut back to school as we see that same group actually goes over there and bumps him again. As he said, "Oops." The guy said, "Oops, I'm so sorry. What do you do?" As it's evident he's doing it on purpose though. As Han is just looking like, honestly, don't worry about it. So the guy looks like boring. So the guy say, "Wow," and he takes something from him. And he say, hey, what's this? You must have a part-time job. Wow. What's that for? Tuition fee? A gift from your girl? A motorbike? iPad? So the guy calls him a bastard, has a crap ton of money, but always eats ramen. Look at his face. Okay, I'll give it back. As he throws the money at him, and just in a disrespectful fashion, and then says, "I'm feeling generous for such a small sum." And then without an instant, Han literally just beat the living shit out of all of them. And then tells them, "Hey, you can't." And then the big boss actually comes after his little gang got shaken up. As he trembles and screams, "So it was you. Mad Cow Han. As without further ado, Han literally just knocked him out with a single strike. And now we actually see the whole different, like, we actually see a different scenery as he talks to the guy that actually gave him the invitation and say, "You said that if I win, you'll grant me any wish, right?" So he bows and tells him yes. He say, so Han tells him, "I will compete in a God of High School tournament." And that is it for this chapter. If y'all guys like it, you know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe. It helps the channel grow and it helps the YouTube algorithm to help me get out there and actually be more suggested other listens for YouTubers, and it makes it easier for people to find my YouTube channel. So, without further ado, Imperial Valley out. Peace. Have an awesome day.